They drained this canal for the first time in decades, and what was revealed horrified people. When extreme droughts struck everywhere, causing water levels in rivers and lakes worldwide to drop to record lows. It was also the time a new world was gradually being unveiled. From ancient ruins, hidden inventions, to bizarre artifacts, each discovery made people shudder. Even horrified, and couldn't help but wonder what truly lurked beneath the deep waters. Remains of an ancient forest. The Califort Reservoir, located in the wild space between Botmimo and Cornwall, is not only an artificial wonder but also holds impressive historical stories. Built from the early 20th century to supply water to surrounding areas, including the city of Limett. This reservoir quickly became a vital water source and played a crucial role in irrigation, flood prevention, and supporting agriculture. With a capacity of up to 28,500 megaliters, the lake is not only the center of economic life but also a refuge for many wildlife species. However, in 2022, a severe drought exposed the lakebed, which was once an ancient forest. Here, bare tree stumps, dried dead trunks, and traces of old farms appeared like nostalgic photos of a time before the area was submerged. This eerie scene not only sparked imagination about the past but also reminded humans of the impact of time and nature. Dinosaur tracks. Dinosaur Valley State Park in Glen Rose, Texas, is famous for preserving traces of giant creatures that lived on Earth millions of years ago. A notable discovery occurred in 2022 when prolonged drought nearly dried up the Paluxy River. The low water level revealed some long-necked dinosaur footprints, giant creatures that lived in this area over 100 million years ago. These tracks, once hidden under sediment, are now clearly exposed, providing a rare opportunity for researchers to explore the behavior and movement habits of theropod dinosaurs. These footprints offer deeper insights into the lives of creatures that once dominated the planet. Something that skeletons rarely can convey, although these footprints will be covered by sediment again when the river water level returns to normal. Scientists are still striving to record and preserve these valuable discoveries for future generations. The Dale Canal in the north of England witnessed a part of important history from the 18th century. This canal played an essential role in connecting the city of Manchester with the textile mills in Yorkshire, helping transport important goods like wool, cotton, and coal during the Industrial Revolution. When the canal was drained during a recent maintenance, people unexpectedly discovered an ancient sluice gate hidden under the canal bed for over 2 centuries. On the stone steps leading down to the sluice gate, a hand-carved arrow indicated its location. Although this design had the simple purpose of draining water when needed, the discovery surprised and intrigued many. The sluice gate served as a water escape. When opened, water from the canal would flow into a nearby river, just about 6 meters away. Though its function is not particularly special, the existence of this sluice gate highlights the advanced construction techniques from the early Industrial Revolution period. The Secret Room. In October 2018, Blenheim Palace, one of England's historical symbols, underwent a major restoration. This palace was not only a gift from the British Crown to the first Duke of Marlborough to honor his glorious victory but also the birthplace of Winston Churchill. During the restoration project, the 65-hectare lake surrounding the palace was completely drained for the first time since 1768. When the mud at the bottom of the lake was cleared, archaeologists made a surprising discovery. A system of secret rooms submerged right under the foot of a stone bridge over 120 meters long. These rooms had been underwater for centuries, now revealed in almost intact condition. One room with plaster walls showed it was once a kitchen area. Other windowless rooms built from the 18th century might have been workplaces for servants of the Churchill family. Later, a total of over 30 rooms were found, becoming an important part in reconstructing the image of Blenheim Palace. These artifacts not only help clarify life at the palace in the past, but also spark curiosity, attracting more history enthusiasts to explore. Nestled high in the Himalayas at over 5,000 meters, Lake Receded in India is not only majestically beautiful but also holds a terrifying secret. In 1942, a British forest ranger, while exploring the area, discovered a horrifying scene. Hundreds of human skeletons scattered at the bottom of the dried-up lake. Some remains still had flesh, giving rise to many intriguing theories. Initially, it was suspected to be a mass grave, the result of a horrific massacre or a collective tragedy. However, after long-term research, scientists determined that these skeletons belonged to a group of about 600 to 800 people who died in a severe snowstorm over 800 years ago. The origin of these people remains a mystery. Some opinions suggest that they were the entourage of a king who unfortunately met with disaster during a journey through the area. Another hypothesis claimed they were Indian soldiers who failed in an attempt to march into Tibet in 1841. Recent genetic analysis showed that most of these people were adults aged 35 to 40, with a few being elderly women. They were all in good health before the snowstorm took their lives. Nevertheless, the mystery of Lake Doken remains intact, and questions about their fate continue to attract the curiosity of researchers and explorers. Emperor Nero ascended to the throne after 54 AD when he was only 16 years old. Throughout his reign, he left a profound mark on the history of Rome. But for the most part, people remember him for his brutal actions and extravagant lifestyle. Nero is considered a tyrant, infamous for his conspiracies, betrayals, and debauched life. However, Nero was also an art lover with great aspirations for cultural development. He ordered the construction of many massive structures, including a bridge that was recently discovered after a severe drought. In 2022, when the water level of the Tiber River dropped significantly due to prolonged heat, the ruins of this bridge unexpectedly emerged. This structure was built by Nero from 54 AD to 68 AD. But over the centuries, most of the bridge had been covered by the river. Only during severe droughts do traces of the bridge reappear, revealing the creativity and ambition of a historically contradictory emperor. In 2022, the Mississippi River, a vital transportation and commercial artery of the United States, fell into severe drought due to prolonged dry conditions. This not only caused difficulties for transportation but also revealed a surprising historical discovery. While walking along the riverbank, Patrick Foe, a resident of Baton Rouge, accidentally discovered near the Brook Hill shipwreck, a commercial vessel from 1896. This ship was once an important part of the river trade system along with its sister ship Astroma, before both were sunk by a major storm in 1915. Initially, Brook Hill was discovered in 1992, but only a small portion was visible. This time, almost the entire hull appeared, providing a rare opportunity for archaeologists to thoroughly explore the ship's structure and design. Not only a historical treasure, this discovery also tells the story of the development and challenges in the waterway trade industry from over a century ago. Viking weapons. About 800 years ago, in the Jotunheimen Mountains of Norway, a Viking hunter was tracking the trail of a reindeer. When he drew his bow and shot, his arrow unfortunately missed and disappeared into a big snowdrift, as no one expected this seemingly minor event would become an important discovery centuries later. With global warming, the ice and snow gradually melted, and that forgotten arrow finally emerged, providing a valuable opportunity for researchers to learn about the Vikings. The Vikings were famous for their seafaring skills and journeys to explore distant lands, from Ireland to Greenland, and even North America. They opened new horizons, far beyond the limits of their era. Not only were they outstanding explorers, the Vikings were also known as powerful warriors, ready to confront and conquer anyone. Their unique culture and rich mythology left a deep impression on world history. Every artifact from the Viking era contains fascinating secrets, and that simple arrow is no exception. The ancient Roman ghost city. In 2022, severe drought occurred in Spain, causing the water in a reservoir near the Portugal-Spain border to nearly dry up. This phenomenon accidentally revealed the ruins of an ancient Roman village that had been submerged since 1992 when the artificial reservoir was built. This village was actually a Roman military base built around 75 AD, located in Galicia, about 530 kilometers from Madrid. At the peak of the Roman Empire, this place was a center of military activity and home to about 600 soldiers. The camp also had impressive structures such as temples, public baths, barracks, and even a hospital. However, after the Roman army left, this base was gradually abandoned and eventually submerged under the river due to flooding. This discovery not only revives the story of the glorious past of the Roman Empire, but also sparks curiosity about other monuments that may still be hidden underground. A bomb explosion. The Po River is the longest river in Italy, flowing through the vast fields of the Po Valley. Not only is it a vital source of life, but also a witness to historical upheavals. Beneath its waters, through each wave, it has witnessed the rise and fall of great civilizations. From ancient Rome to powerful kingdoms throughout history. However, the Po River also stands out in a dark period when it became an important strategic point in World War II. To this day, the war still lurks silently under the riverbed, including a bomb weighing up to 453.6 kilograms that was only discovered in 2022. After a period of extreme heat reduced the river's water level, fishermen accidentally discovered this unexploded bomb on the riverbank. When authorities recognized the potential danger, a team of experts was quickly dispatched to carry out a controlled explosion to neutralize the bomb and avoid risks to the community. The Samantha Canal was built in the early 19th century and was once an important structure in the city's development, particularly in transporting goods and materials for industry. For decades, the canal was a bustling transportation hub that helped the city thrive. However, as urbanization progressed and industrial activities declined, the canal gradually became neglected. Unfortunately, what was once a transportation artery has now become a dumping ground for waste. At the bottom of the canal, trash and debris accumulated, making the landscape gloomy. However, whenever the canal is drained and cleaned, interesting discoveries are made about what has been buried over time. From everyday items like old bicycles, clothes, and bottles to old furniture, all serve as evidence of the city's changes through each period. This also reminds each of us of the responsibility to protect the environment and preserve the beauty of historical structures. Kite Key Flat Town. Kite Key Flat Town is part of the history of Western Hoang-Zae region, once a hotspot for gold mining and the filming location for many famous Western movies. Built in the mid-19th century, this town attracted thousands of gold seekers. The name Kite Key Flat originated from the miners' habit of gathering to drink after exhausting work hours. Although alcohol sales were banned in this area, the town continued to develop and became a famous landmark. However, in 1953, when Lake Isabella was constructed, Kite Key Flat was submerged underwater, leaving only memories behind. But in 2022, during a 3-year drought, Lake Isabella's water level dropped to a record low, and the forgotten town once again emerged. The ruins of the village, collapsed houses, and old artifacts reappeared from the lake bottom, providing a vivid image of a bygone era. Kite Key Flat Town has become part of historical memory, a testament to the changes of nature and time. The terrifying discovery in deep water. Lake Mead is one of America's largest artificial lakes, formed along the Colorado River to meet the growing hydroelectric demand in the Southwest in the early 20th century. However, what makes this lake famous is not only its water supply role but also the deep secrets beneath its waters. In 2022, severe drought caused the lake water to recede significantly, exposing long buried bodies. Most of these bodies showed no signs of crime, but one particular case was shocking. A body found in a barrel filled with mud, only revealed when the water receded. But to this day, the origin of this incident remains a mystery with no answers yet. German warship wreckage on the Danube River. In the summer of 2022, an intense heat wave swept across Europe, causing the water level of the Danube River to drop to a record low. From the dried riverbed, mysterious traces of World War II gradually emerged near the town of Prahovo in eastern Serbia. Approximately 20 German warships surfaced, carrying heartbreaking stories of history. These sunken ships, though silent for decades, still harbor significant risks. Among them, many ships remain loaded with unexploded ammunition, posing threats to fishermen, river traffic, and the local wildlife ecosystem. Some wrecks clearly protrude with gun turrets, command bridges, and strangely twisted hull fragments, while others only partially emerge from the mud and sand layers. The story of these ships began in late 1944, when over 200 warships of the Nazi Black Sea Fleet received orders to scuttle themselves in the Danube River. Rear Admiral Paul Willich ordered this plan. To prevent the Soviet fleet from advancing, the ships were arranged in a zigzag pattern as a defensive barrier, but this intention quickly failed, and the abandoned ships became historical relics full of tragedy. Though the war has passed, the warship debris still lies scattered along the Danube River. Recently, the Serbian government allocated $30 million to relocate some of the shipwrecks. However, what remains from the wartime still hides beneath the riverbed, waiting to tell more incomplete historical stories. Dear friends, before moving to the next exploration, let's discuss a recently hidden topic. On July 24th, a resident in a small village witnessed a strange event firsthand. When the canal near their house was drained after years of neglect. This canal was previously clogged with mud and waste, becoming heavily polluted. But what was shocking wasn't just the sight of the dried canal, but what was found at its bottom. As the thick mud layer cleared, a young woman appeared with a lower body resembling a fishtail. Her appearance from the waist up was completely human-like, but strangely, she didn't speak or respond to the villagers. Local residents quickly divided into conflicting opinions, with some believing this was a spirit, while others guessed she was a mermaid from legend. However, there were more practical views suggesting the woman might be a victim of some mysterious incident and was unconscious before being discovered. Nevertheless, all related information was quickly suppressed from transmission. To this day, the village keeps the secret, and stories about spirits emerging from the polluted canal continue to be whispered among residents, adding more mystery to this event. The 3,400-year-old city. Another discovery also came from the 2022 drought in Iraq, when a 3,400-year-old ancient city unexpectedly emerged from the Mosul Dam reservoir. This city belonged to the Mitanni Empire, a flourishing civilization in the northern Mesopotamia region, in what is now Kurdistan, Iraq. The Mitanni Empire existed from approximately 1500 to 1350 BC and was a major power in ancient India and Iran. This ancient city located at Kamuni features massive architectural structures, most notably a palace and large buildings. Experts believe this is the legendary city of Sakiku, an important center of the Mitanni Empire. Besides impressive architectural structures, archaeologists also found 5 ceramic jars containing over 100 Assyrian cuneiform tablets. These tablets have revealed a valuable perspective on the life, customs, and history of the city's inhabitants thousands of years ago. This discovery not only helps us understand the Mitanni Empire more deeply, but also illuminates many aspects of the brilliant civilization that once existed along the Tigris River. We have just explored mysterious sinkholes hidden beneath trees, lakes, and rivers. These findings not only provide insights into the past, but also make us reflect on the relationship between humans and nature. Each discovery is evidence of the wonders of history and nature, reminding us that the world around us always holds mysteries waiting to be uncovered. If you found this video interesting, please subscribe and follow the channel so you don't miss other fascinating stories. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos. Have a wonderful day.